Hi everyone and welcome to the channel. As you can see, my setup is different to normal and it's also a bit peculiar because I'm doing this reading by lamplight, whereas normally I do it in the daylight. I've been trying all day to do this video because I always do a divine masculine and karmic read on a Sunday, and today has just been very busy and I've had a lot going on. I'm also in a different environment, as you can see, and I think, you know, obviously I was in the different environment last week too, so I'm not going to get into all of that again, but this is a temporary arrangement, so please stay with me while we just get through this time. If you're new to the channel, welcome. Please be assured the setup isn't always like this, it is temporary. So many of you watched last week's video, you know, that it was overwhelming, and thank you so much for that, and thank you for all your kind comments. If you haven't already, I would appreciate you subscribing. It's great that so many of you watch, but you know, I would appreciate it if you also subscribed and click the notification bell. If you are new to Facebook, wrong place, sorry. If you are new to YouTube, because I know this was a concern of mine the first time I was asked to subscribe, I thought, oh no, I'm going to get sort of trapped in this arrangement, or it's going to end up costing me money. It doesn't at all. It doesn't, honestly. It just helps the channel out, really, and it means that you don't miss any of the videos going forward. I will be releasing a video in the next couple of days, which is the message from the divine masculine to the divine feminine. So make sure you don't miss that one. Yeah, so if you click the notification bell next to the subscribe button, then, you know, you won't miss that one. So that'd be great. Right, let me get started because I'm sure you don't want to listen to me rambling on. I also have a sore throat because I've talked a lot today. So let's hope it lasts. Okay, so we're going to look at the divine masculine energy towards the karmic. Spirit, please tell us, what is the energy of the divine masculine? Do you want me to take that one, Spirit? They do. Okay, so we have material harvest, and we have choose wisely, and we have fulfillment of wishes. Interesting. Let's see what else. What else? One more, please, Spirit. How does the divine masculine feel towards the karmic? Oh, wow. Wow. How interesting are these cards? Really, and I hope you can see them clearly. We started off with material harvest, so this divine masculine is working on gathering as much finance together as he possibly can. You know, I mean, this is needed because last time we looked at this relationship, they'd agreed to go their separate ways, and you know, there's always been the feeling that the divine masculine has needed to sort out financial issues around this relationship. So it may well be that he's having to gather money together in order to move out if they're cohabiting, or, you know, I don't know, maybe there's a sale of a property going on for some of them. You know, you will know what the circumstances are, but there's some sort of material harvest that is happening at the moment. Material issues are being sorted out. They may literally be separating, you know, the items in their property. Who knows if they're cohabiting, you know? It could be anything, but there's definitely a focus on finance for the divine masculine. And he's having to be very shrewd about the choices that he makes. He's having to choose very wisely. I hope you can see these cards clearly because they don't look very bright from here, but hopefully you can. So this card is about choosing wisely. It's about having a selection of choices. So, you know, he's having to make some very careful choices when it comes to his life because of the financial implications at the moment. And he knows that if he manages to pull that off, you know, that is when his wishes will be fulfilled. That is when he'll be able to move on and pursue what he wants in life. Okay? And he's going to manage it. it's going to happen for him, because here we have another financial card. Financial and material changes, this one. Can you see that? It looks really dark here. Yeah, you can see that, I think. So financial and material changes. So, you know, that's what he's wanting. And, you know, this card I think has come up before because I've pointed this out before. On this finger is what looks like a commitment ring, a wedding ring of some description. And yet the card talks about financial and material changes. So it kind of feels like he wants to make changes to that sort of arrangement, which fits in with the way we know things are going with this particular relationship. Let's see, I'm going to continue using this set of cards for the moment. Let's see how the Karmic is feeling, please, Spirit. How is the Karmic feeling? How is the Karmic feeling? Okay, we have the throat chakra. So that suggests there's discussions happening. We have the fertility card. Now, you know, obviously sometimes that can mean a pregnancy, but it also is about growth. Okay, let's see what the other cards are and it'll put it into context. Yeah, we have these feelings of melancholy, and I think this came up before, and I think it was for the Karmic. Yeah, I'm pretty sure it was for the Karmic before. Memories of love. So, you know, she's thinking back to when things were good, but now she's feeling quite alone. So, yeah, let's just run through those. So, discussions are definitely happening. We have the throat chakra card. We have this need for the Karmic to communicate how she's feeling and to have her voice be heard. So while we've got the divine masculine, you know, focusing on finance, gathering his financial things together, there are probably discussions going on between them about how that's going to happen and how it's going to look for both of them. So that's no surprise, really. Obviously, we have a fertility card. This, as I said, it can mean pregnancy. So there may be some Karmics who are pregnant. There may be some children involved in this situation. But also it's a card of growth. She may feel, and I only say she, please don't take it as gender specific. I just find it easier to say she because I'm talking divine masculine, but it can also be he. It really doesn't matter. It's the way, you know, it fits with your situation. So please don't be offended by me using he and she. So it could well be that, you know, she's feeling more sort of grown up about a situation. You know, there's always been this feeling that this particular Karmic wanted to be protected and, you know, wanted to feel secure by this, with this divine masculine, you know, quite childlike in her outlook. But there's real feeling of growth with this fertility card. So as I say, for some of them, there may be a pregnancy, there may be children, but in actual fact, this could be about her personal development. This could be about the Karmic's personal development. And maybe, you know, through the discussions they've had, it's helped her to grow and learn the lessons that needed to be learnt. And of course, that is the case with the divine masculine as well. She has been reflecting. She has been looking back and thinking, you know, where did this go wrong? You know, this was great in the first place. I thought this was my dream come true. You know, how come this hasn't worked out? Feeling quite melancholy about the relationship at the moment. But that's to be expected. But actually, this Karmic is now feeling really quite isolated within this relationship. She's feeling quite alone, okay? And she may be choosing to withdraw herself from the divine masculine's company, because remember last week we said that they'd agreed, you know, they both felt that there was nothing in this relationship for them anymore. And so maybe she's taking time out and spending time on her own while she's reflecting about the past, you know? That would make perfect sense, wouldn't it? I'm going to use the Love Oracle, and we will pull some tarot in a minute. I just feel the need to pull some Love Oracle. So Spirit, please take us back to them. What is this Material Harvest card doing here? Yeah, we have rest and reconsider. You see that? Rest and reconsider. So the divine masculine is taking, you know, having to reconsider his position, basically, and he's taking the time to think that through and to actually, you know, gather in as much finance as he can. But he's having to reconsider his position. Okay, it's a time of change for both of them. But it kind of feels like it's the divine masculine who's on the move rather than the karmic. So why is he choosing wisely, please, Spirit? Why is he... Is it this one? Okay. Yeah. He's having to make decisions, as we know. He's trying to make wise decisions here. Actually, if you look on this card... I hope you can see this light. The light's so odd. If you can look on this card, there's a little man sitting here, look, with all these big choices to make. And, you know, he's spending some time sort of not reflecting, but thinking things through. You know, perhaps daydreaming a bit about how he wants life to be, about the lessons he's learned and the decisions that he needs to make. Oops. Spirit, why do we have fulfillment of wishes, please? Tell us about these fulfillment of wishes. Yeah. You know, at the moment, he feels a little bit detached from his future, you know, because he's so busy trying to sort out the present. He knows that his wishes will be fulfilled once he's taken the steps that he's currently taking. But at the moment, he's feeling a little bit detached, and he's certainly feeling detached from the karmic at the moment. He's ready to let her go, you know, but at the moment, there's a lot of focus on himself while he sorts out his position, basically. So maybe he feels that, you know, he knows that he can fulfill his wishes at the end of this path he's taking. But in actual fact, at the moment, he feels like he's not there yet and it's going to take him a while. He's taking it a step at a time. Spirit, why do we have financial and material changes, please? Do you want me to take that one? Yeah, here we have the base chakra card. So he's wanting to feel really grounded about this situation. He's wanting to actually feel sort of solid. He wants to feel financially secure. And he wants to change this situation, as I said before. So, you know, it's all about him feeling grounded, feeling secure. And he knows that in order to fulfill his wishes, he's got to come at his wishes, which is you, Divine Feminine, and also financial security here. And in order to do that, he's got to feel grounded, which is why he can't go off on some sort of flight of fantasy at the moment. He has to stay grounded and he has to take it a step at a time. In one of these decks, sorry, I have several decks across the table, and I was slightly distracted then because I kept seeing a specific card from a specific deck. And that deck is on the table, and it's a card that says, it's a picture of lots of penguins moving a step at a time. And I just kept getting, while I was trying to talk about the base chakra card, I kept getting a picture of this particular card. And Spirit was saying to me, he has to take it a step at a time. Do you remember when, if you've been watching these particular videos for a while, do you remember one of the first ones I did where I actually said he's got to be very measured? Because he was trying at the time to do damage limitation, but he's having to take slow steps because he doesn't want to mess up. He wants to get this right. And that's the message that I'm getting here. He's still in that mindset. He knows he's got to be grounded, and therefore he's taking things one step at a time. I'm almost intrigued to get those cards out and see if it comes up. But we're going to end up with tons of cards out if I'm not careful. So Let's see how we go. So Spirit, why do we have the throat chakra card, please? Why do we have the throat chakra card for the karmic? Why do we have the throat chakra card for the karmic? Yeah, I mean, she, you know, here she is trying to get control of her emotions. I think they've had enough upheaval. There's been enough arguments over the past. You know, she's ready to take control of her emotions. And, you know, sometimes this card is about not being able to express emotions, but because it's come up with the throat chakra card, it feels like she feels that she's been able to get control and master her emotions. You know, so it feels like the discussions they've been having haven't been sort of majorly emotional. There's been no screaming matches, etc., etc. It feels like they've grown up, which is what we're seeing in the fertility card here. We see this time of growth. Please clarify the fertility card, Spirit. Please clarify. We have the dreams coming true. Now, that can be taken whichever way we want to take it, frankly, because some of these karmics may have been trying to get pregnant. Okay, so for some of the karmics, it may mean a pregnancy. But for some of them, they also wanted to feel more secure, more confident, more assertive, and maybe they're the lessons that they've been learning, you know, because there's definite growth here. So although you may not describe that as her, you know, a dream coming true, for example, for a lot of people that would be an absolute dream come true, because she's now feeling that she's more confident and can stand on her own 2 feet because she's had the experience of this relationship. Okay. So again, because this is a general reading, it will read differently for all of you, but you will know what fits with your circumstances. So please let us know in the comments, because I'm always fascinated to hear your stories. Yeah, look at this. So this karmic, remember she was quite dreamlike in the beginning. She had lots of dreams and it was almost like her fairy tale come true. And here she is. She's been melancholy. She's been thinking about how it was, because her dream was, you know, that they would come together and everything would be like a fairy tale. Okay? But it hasn't worked out that way, and that's what she's sort of coming to terms with, and that's what what has caused her to grow, basically. So why do we have her in solitude, please, Spirit? Why do we have the karmic in solitude, please? Yeah. She's reflecting. She's taking time out. She knows, and this came up in last week's reading, I'm pretty sure. She knows it's time to spread her wings, and she's ready for it. So, you know, she may well be taking... Sorry, this lighting's terrible. She may well be taking time out to spread her wings and to think about what her next steps are. Okay. So, let's see. I have to do it. You know I have to do it, don't you? You know what I'm saying? The deck of cards I was talking about earlier that had that one penguin card in it is this one. It's a... Oh, this lighting's terrible. It's by Sonia Choquette, if that's how you pronounce it. And I'm going to do a middle row, and then we're going to do some tarot, if my voice holds out. I know my voice is very flat this week. I'm usually a lot more excitable, but I'm really trying to rest my voice because it's getting a bit croaky. So, Spirit, what is the joint energy, please? Can you give us some joint energy? Can you give us 4 cards, please, of what is happening in the relationship between the Divine Masculine and the Karmic at the moment? Okay. Yeah, they're both feeling safe at the moment. They both know that they've made the right decision. They both feel that, you know, it's the best thing for them. So they're feeling safe. They've decided not to argue about the little things. We've got don't sweat the small stuff here. They've decided not to argue about the little things. It's almost like it doesn't matter anymore. So they're letting go of that too, you know. Like we said up here, there's been some growth here. They're not in childlike bickering, arguing mode. There's been definite growth and maturity for both the divine masculine and for the karmic. And so they're both deciding to start anew. And that's what we saw last week, the starting anew. And, you know, they're both deciding to put themselves first. I hope you can see this lighting. Gosh, it won't be this unpredictable next week, I promise, promise everybody. But they're deciding to put themselves first. They're deciding to, you know, invest in themselves. The divine masculine is concentrating on the financial thing, part of life, and moving forward that way and grounding himself. The karmic is looking at what her options are moving forward and what she can do with her life. And the penguin card didn't come up. But, you know, the feeling is that the divine masculine is taking things a step at a time because he wants to get his right. He's very, they've just said the word to me, fastidious. I've never used that word before, but the divine masculine is fastidious. Love it. We need to look it up. Fastidious at the moment. So he definitely wants to get every step right because he's wasted a period of his life. In his head, he's wasted a period of his life by getting into this relationship. But actually, we all know that that's not true. Because the lessons that the divine masculine has learned from his karmic experience have been extremely valuable for him because he won't repeat that mistake again. He will only repeat that mistake again if he hasn't finished learning the lessons. And the divine masculine we're seeing here feels like he's learnt the lessons, you know, because he knows that it's taken him away from the fulfillment of his wishes. And he knows he's got to ground himself again, make the material changes to put himself back on his feet, to go back in as a more whole person. Okay, where's the tarot? Where is the tarot? Bear with me. I didn't get my tarot out. How bizarre. That is very, very, very strange. Gosh, I'm having a strange day today, Divine Femmes. Thank you for bearing with me with this reading. The messages are clear, but it's just not as excitable as usually. Usually I'm very excited, but my voice is croaky. So please give us some more messages about the relationship they're here already. Yeah, look at this for the first card out from the tarot. We have the Tower card. So yeah, this relationship has broken down, but they feel safe about it. They feel safe. They don't feel... You remember when the karmic was feeling bereft at the thought of losing this divine masculine, but now it's broken down, but they're feeling it's okay, you know? So why do we have don't sweat the small stuff? Oops. Yeah, they've decided not to worry anymore. They want to get on with life. They want to enjoy themselves. They want to celebrate together, you know? Time to just... I don't mean they want to celebrate together, but they're both of the same mind is what I mean. You know, they're both quite happy with their decisions. So, you know, there's no need for them to bicker. No need for them to, you know, feel stressed about it. So why do we have starting anew, please? Yeah, look. We have temperance, we have balance, we have healing, we have just, you know, feeling in control, really. It's about that sort of inner feeling of healing that has taken place. They both know subconsciously, even if they're not admitting to it consciously, but they both know that a new sense of balance has been brought into their inner being, and that's where they realise the lessons have been learnt. They may not be able to process that consciously. They may still feel, oh, you know, they may be still being hard on themselves for even entering into this relationship, but actually, subconsciously, they will be feeling a much better sense of balance. So why do we have love your body, please? Can we do this again, Spirit, please? I'm not clear. Thank you. Oh, wow. Look at this. They've decided to love themselves, as I said here, because they've both learnt these lessons and they're both deciding to value themselves. And we have the Lovers card. So, you know, they're ready for love in its true form. Not anything that is second rate, not anything that hasn't served them. They are both looking for love in its purest form. So look out, Divine Femme, because this Divine Masculine, once he's taken all these little steps, he's going to be heading your way. Okay. Divine Femmes, that feels like it was a shorter reading than usual. I am going to have to leave it there. I'm not happy with the lighting of this reading, but I hope you can see the majority of the cards. I know some are lighter than others because it's lamplit. The main light left too many shadows, so, you know, but I just wanted to get this done for you since we always do this on a Sunday. Interesting messages here, and again it reinforces the reading we had of last week where they've both decided to go their separate ways. It all feels peaceful. The energy of it feels peaceful. There's not that angst that used to be here from the Karmic and the dismay that used to be here from the Divine Masculine. They are definitely moving on. You know, as for when, we don't know. And obviously timings are difficult, especially in general readings, because it's all going to happen at different times because we're dealing with so many people. But do let me know how this resonates for you. Please remember to tick the like if you enjoyed the reading, and I will catch up with you next week. Please don't forget to subscribe. Look out for the Divine Masculine message to the Divine Feminine tomorrow. I'm not even going to try to do it tonight because I'm not happy with the lighting. Anyway, bear with me. And I will speak to you soon. Take care, Divine Femmes. Bye.